Welcome all to a new video. Spectre here, giving you the first of many reviews to come. Today I've decided to give the honor of the first review to a new iteration of my #1 slasher. One we haven't seen for 16 years, and after all the legal battles for the rights during that time, I'm delighted to say he's returned in this brand new 13-minute vignette titled Sweet Revenge. Technically, if you include credits, it's a little over 15 minutes, but who's counting? My reviews will always include spoilers, so if you haven't seen this yet and don't want to be spoiled, you've been warned. In this short, we're introduced to a group of people traveling down for a little vacation to this little rented cabin Airbnb, getting ready to rock hard with Angry Orchard. Yeah, that's pretty hardcore.
Jesus Christ. That's Jason Bourne.
We meet the owner of the property, Harold. All things considered, might as well call him Johnny Appleseed. Anyway, people at a cabin, secluded location, masked figure lurking and stalking in the woods. Look, we all know how this goes. It's literally in chapter 13 of Slasher 101. See what I did there? The continuity is a bit muddy, though. As Harold mentions, these grounds have had a troubled history with murders, betrayal, revenge. And I know Friday's continuity has always been a bit all over the place. For me, I always viewed them in the same timeline, each just being a sequel after the last, and this would be no exception. We then meet the main character protagonist named Eve. Like most Friday female protagonists, she's a bit reserved, she's quiet. She then wants to go swimming, boyfriend says fuck that, goes canoeing, and much like Alice and Chris from the original and part 3, respectively, to the depths they go. She then reawakens, apparently, after what seems like a few hours. I also asked myself, what if the rest of the short from this point forward is nothing more than a dream sequence? I mean, it wouldn't be the first time they've done so in this franchise. Just a thought to keep in mind. She then comes back, finds Johnny Appleseed on display. We see a bunch of these different vacationers or people hung out to dry. Eve returns to find her loyal and loving fiancé performing a root canal, and then is greeted with the appearance of Jason. Now for me, this new iteration of Jason is kind of a mixed bag. On one hand, the kills we witness are cool and done in typical Jason fashion, which I appreciate. But I'm not sold on his design. This time around, he's designed by Greg Nicotero, a name you've all seen or heard at some point or another. Worked on a lot of different films, different shows, some of which, but not limited to, The Walking Dead and Jason Goes to Hell. So by all accounts, this Jason has the formula to be fit for destruction. But it doesn't hold a candle to some of the best designs, which, in my view, would be Final Chapter, Jason Lives, New Blood, and Freddy vs. Jason, to name a few. It reminds me a lot also of the 2009 remake with Derek Mears, which I also liked, but it's not nearly as intimidating or haunting. Jason is, and should always be, in my view, a force to be reckoned with. But if I were trapped in a cabin with this Jason, I'd feel anything but fear. Whereas you're locked in a cabin with Derek Mears' Jason, who has been shown to charge at you at night unexpectedly through the woods. Need I say more? Regarding his hockey mask, I wasn't a fan when I initially saw it, and I'm still not. But the more and more I watch it, it does grow on me a little bit. Jason does what he does best. Eve and her friend make their escape, but Eve decided fuck that, and took her off the board. Jason and Eve now apparently are one and the same. I'm not a fan of the idea of other people having Jason's abilities or writing a narrative to support anyone other than Jason to be the primary antagonist in these projects. The exception to this would be Mrs. Voorhees, obviously. Now, they've done this twice before. The first with A New Beginning, when they have Tommy become the next individual to fill that role, and it didn't work. They tried it again, with a twist, in Jason Goes to Hell, and it didn't work. In my view, when something doesn't work more than once, it's usually back to the drawing board. Overall, Sweet Revenge has its moments. I do appreciate the musical score to this. It's very reminiscent of the first 4 Fridays. Their location of choice for shooting this little project, of course, is a thumbs up. Jason's design and overall presence didn't hit home for me. I'm not a fan of the anyone can be Jason narrative because history has shown it never really worked. I understand why they went that route, but it didn't do it for me. So, Sweet Revenge, not so much. But honestly, I'm happy and appreciative that Jason is back in our lives in one form or another. And at the end of the day, my fellow viewers, I'm a Friday fan and will always watch and appreciate any content we receive from this universe. So with that in mind, I look forward to any future shorts they put out. We also have the prequel series on the way, so it'll be very, very interesting to see what lies beyond the grave, if you will. That being said, that's all from me. Hopefully you found this entertaining and to die for.
Show's over.
If you survived the video, feel free to like or dislike, comment. I'd like to learn how everyone else feels. Did Sweet Revenge hit a home run for you? Was Sweet Revenge really sweet? What are some of your favorite films in the franchise, if any, and why? The Spectre asks that you sound off below and stay tuned for more to come. Time for me to scat. I'll see you all real soon. And always remember, Jason's out there.